Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Hayu, and today we are going to improve our ability in academic writings by learning how to avoid fragments and run on sentences. But what are fragments and run on sentences? Well, that is why I'm here. Together, we are going to broaden our mind about these two grammatical errors in academic writing, and we're going to take some examples and turn them into a grammatically correct sentences. So, what is fragments? Well, fragments is a group of words that cannot be considered as a complete sentences because it doesn't express a complete thought. We can still use it in informal conversation. However, in academic writing, it is considered grammatically incorrect. It can occur because of typographical errors or because the words slip from the writer's mind, or maybe because we haven't had the understanding that we may write fragments. So here's how to know if the sentence or the sentence you have written is a fragment or not. There are three groups that can be considered fragments. The first one is missing verb, the second one is missing subject, and the third one is dependent clause. Let's see some examples, shall we? The first one, missing verb. Lots of anger. This is grammatically incorrect. The correct one is he holds lots of anger. Incredibly fast. Cheetahs run incredibly fast. See the verb? Yeah, it's run. That's why it's in the missing verb. Missing subject. Eat faster than average people. Can you guess what's missing? Of course, it's the subject. The correct one is eating competitors eat faster than average people. The third one is dependent clause. For example, after I got home. What happened? What happened before or after? Let's see. After I got home, I went to sleep. Next one is cleared up everything. Once the guests left, I cleared up everything. Before it was incomplete, now it's complete. Now that we have learned about fragments, we can move on to run-on sentences. So, what is run-on sentences? Well, run-on sentences are sentences that are improperly combined together without using any conjunctions. When you see or hear the sentences, it would sound a little bit odd because run-on sentences consist of two or more independent clauses. It can be fixed in a lot of ways. Some of them are by adding conjunctions or separating them into two sentences. Let's see some examples. I like to eat noodles. I consider it as my comfort food. If you listen to it, it would not sound odd, but if you write it, it will look odd. So, let's correct them. By adding conjunctions, we can get I like to eat noodles because I consider it as my comfort food. And what about separating them into two sentences? Well, you can separate them like this. I like to eat noodles. I consider it as my comfort food. See? Now, let's see another example. We rode our motorcycles through the heavy rain. The rain stopped when we got home. Sound a bit odd. Looked a bit odd, yes? Let's correct them, yeah? By adding conjunctions, we got we rode our motorcycles through the heavy rain. However, the rain stopped when we got home. Sounds a little bit better, yeah? Sounds a bit better, yeah. And then what if we separate them into two sentences? Well, just like before, we rode our motorcycles through the heavy rain. The rain stopped when we got home. Sounds better, yeah? Nice. Now that we've got an idea of what fragments and run-on sentences are, let's try a challenge, shall we? Let's try to identify the fragments and run-on sentences in this short paragraph. I'll give you 30 seconds. Now let's see the results. In my experience in owning dogs, I was born until now, I find dogs to be very loyal to their owners. Can you guess what it is? Yeah, it's run-on sentences. The correct sentence would be, in my experience in owning dogs since I was born until now, I find dogs to be very loyal to their owners. The second sentence is, they would follow us anywhere we go to the toilet. Odd, isn't it? That's correct. It's still run-on sentence. The correct one is, they would follow us anywhere, even when we go to the toilet. The third sentence, run as fast as they can when we come home. Can you guess it? That's right, it's fragment with missing subject. The correct one is, they run as fast as they can when we come home. Because it's fun. What is fun? What made them fun? Who have fun? That's right. It is fragment with dependent clause. The correct one can be, they like to play in the mud because it's fun. However, you can change the sentence as long as it's still in the topic. And the last one, and after a whole day of making a mess, they just peacefully what? That's correct. It is missing verb. The correct one would be, and after a whole day of making a mess, they just sleep peacefully. So now let's read the paragraph again with the correct sentences, shall we? In my experience in owning dogs since I was born until now, I find dogs to be very loyal to their owners. They would follow us anywhere, even when we go to the toilet. They run as fast as they can when we come home. They like to play in the mud because it's fun. And after a whole day of making a mess, they sleep peacefully. Whew, there were a lot of sentences we corrected. Superb, everyone! Great job! Let's give ourselves a pat on the head and on the shoulders for doing such a good job. Good job, me! Now that we have learned about the errors that can be common in writings, I hope we can all improve our ability in academic writing and avoid these mistakes. I look forward to see your results and happy writing, everyone!